I'm going to ask you to have a seat, get comfortable. We have a few announcements, more than a few right now, but that's all right. Well, welcome. You may have noticed that our worship is full of young people, which is great. It's an awesome thing to have. Today we are celebrating Youth Weekend, and so our Youth Sunday, and so you just heard our chosen band play. You've seen our youth ushering, and you'll see our youth parents deaconing and everything. So it's a really great time. We appreciate all of their talents and their hard work and their effort in that way, so we thank them for that. Also today we're celebrating First Holy Communion. So we had one in the last service, and we should have about 11 today, so a total of 12 First Holy Communicants that will be partaking and receiving their First Holy Communion today. So how about we give a big thank you to them and say how proud we are of them. All right, and so I'll share this one, and then the next ones I'm going to kind of rapid fire through them. But we do want to mention that a longtime member here, many of you know her, many of you loved her, Karen Cox, has gone home to be with the Lord this past week. And so we will be holding her service of resurrection next Sunday, September 2nd, at 2 o'clock here at the church. There will be a time receiving for the family at 1 o'clock, so you can come and visit with the family at 1. But her service will be held here at 2 o'clock. And now, like I said, we're just going to kind of rapid fire through all of these. So I have 2 announcements for the men, 2 announcements for the women, and then the rest for the whole church. So, all right. And I know I'm going to do men first because we tend to tune out. So men, if you're listening, what? Pay attention now. You at least listen to these 2. This Thursday, there's a men's ministry fundraiser at Box Hill Pizzeria. That's August 30th. So there's a slip in your bulletin, or see Bill Schaefer afterwards and get that slip from him, so that 10% of your check on Thursday, if you go to Box Hill Pizzeria, will be donated to the men's ministry. So they would certainly appreciate your support in that way. Also, for the men, this is the last weekend not to sign up for the men's retreat, but to sign up with an incentive. So if you sign up by this weekend, you will be entered into a drawing for a free Home Depot gift card. So see Bill Schaefer if you're interested at all in going on the men's retreat. You can still sign up after today, but today's the last day to be entered into that drawing. And now the men, you can kind of tune out for these next 2. Women, we have a women's ministry walking group, and there's a quick meeting that's going to be held after the service for those women who are interested in the walking group. See Nancy Kenny after the service for that. And there will be a Beth Moore simulcast. That is September the 15th. And tickets for that are just $15, and that includes lunch. So see Nancy Kenny as well after that. She's our women's ministry director. And see her in the narthex if you are interested in attending that. Also, September the 9th. That is our Back to Church weekend. That's our Back to Church kickoff. You'll see a lot of festivities in the narthex that we're really gearing up for our fall ministries. So we'll have free Kona ice in the narthex, so come and bring your kids. It'll be a perfect time to get connected to a small group. So if you're not already connected, we invite you to come out, invite your friends, bring people. That's a great weekend to bring people back to church and get connected to small groups. And we'll have a small group study beginning the week after that. So really, really festive time, getting geared up for the fall. And then speaking of in the fall, we have an event coming up that the Allan Scott Band is going to be here, and our chosen band that you just saw, they're going to be opening for him, so it'll be cool to see the 2 of them worshiping together and sharing in that. If you haven't heard Allan Scott, he's been out here before. He has a powerful testimony, so we definitely encourage you to come and be a part of that. If you're interested at all, see Ryan McAllister right there for tickets after the service, and that is on October the 26th. All right, and now last but not least, we have a temple talk to share with you, and we're going to watch that now.
Hi, I'm Bob Jones. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about the mission trip that our youth went on, and I had the ultimate pleasure of going with them. Everybody sees what the youth is doing here, raising money, but very few people realize what they're doing with that money once they go on the trip. So I just wanted to tell you, for me, it was a truly inspirational thing as a Christian, probably the most inspirational thing I've ever done. Being with these young people was just an incredible experience. They leave here, they go and on Sunday they worship, They go and meet a crew of 5 other people that they've never met before that are from around the country. And on Monday morning, they go out and work. And they paint and they build decks and whatever is necessary to do. And after doing that, you realize that doing the work is important, but really the most important thing for these young men and women, I believe, is sharing their faith in Jesus and just being a Christian and doing devotions with the sponsors at the house where they are and all the other things that are involved with that. And they truly are exceptional young people. Just as a short little story I wanted to tell you all, Jerry Grant, one of the young men, was in the gym with me on Friday night, and we were all tired and we were done. And I was talking to Jerry, and I said, you know, I really miss my mom. My mom died when I was 54 years old, and there are times when I think I could just call her up and tell her what I'm doing. And he was so excited because he was going home after a really neat week with the other kids, and he said, I wanted to see my mom and dad. It's my mom's birthday, and I wanted to celebrate with her. And after telling him about my mom, he said, looked at me and he said, Mr. Bob, you can contact her. All you need to do is pray. And I thought, wow, how inspirational that young man was for me. I never experienced anything like that in my life before. I really didn't. Be able to witness to these young people, to talk to them, to pray with them, to have devotions with them was just a phenomenal thing. And I would ask that anybody that has the time, that wants to go and do something like this, please consider doing it. And most importantly, I recommend highly that you support these young people and what they're doing and what their mission is for God, because that's really why they're there. And I thank you for listening.